Hiya guys, Talon here, and this crazy lizard is back because there have been a lot of popular requests for Noteblock tutorials. So, yeah, I've decided that yes, I will do a Noteblock tutorial, but I am not doing the whole song, cause yeah, you see behind me, nice big long song. Yeah, no, not happening. Um, as Yari can attest, because she actually helped me lay out what's behind me right now, um, it takes a lot of additional extra work for me to do Noteblock tutorials on Noteblocks, and particularly because I have seen some tutorials online, and like they don't even tell you what block is what. So, yeah, I'm picky. I'm picky. I'm meticulous. I like my music or no block songs to be of a certain quality. So, yeah. um, yeah. So let's just get right down to what I do here. So each of these signs has numbers on them, and they have a block or type of block hovering above them. So first things first, for my tutorials, what you need to know is when you place down either a repeater or note block, that counts as 0. Repeaters will go from 0 to 3, with 0, 1, 2, 3. That's, in my mind, I usually count it as one tick, 2 ticks, 3 ticks, 4 ticks, but 0, 1, 2, 3. And then note blocks, when they start at 0, they're on the note F sharp for any of you guys who know music. Then you hit with 1 makes it G, G sharp, or A flat, A, B flat, B, C, and so forth. So I'm just going to play this first so you know which part I am going to give you guys as a doorbell that you can put underneath your house. So, that is what I'm going to do for the doorbell. So I figure that is probably the most prominent part of the song. That is the bump bump, yeah, try everything part that gets sung. So yeah, these two repeaters are just here for the button to have a little bit of a slight delay for me. This is where you would connect it. I do suggest putting a repeater between your source of setting it off and between this. So we have, yeah, the first part, we have the drum beat, which is on a stone block. I've chosen granite because, well, it was the first block I felt like choosing, so random granite. But every single granite block you put down has a 1 hit on that. I try to keep my bass drum with the tune of the song, so or but I don't really think bass drum or snare, which you'll find in some later songs, matter all too much. It's just that's your bass drum. For this song, I've done 1 hit. Now, we have the bass line, which would be the wood block. Now, these can be any type of wooden blocks. It could even be on wooden fences, I believe. I'll leave a link down below for a tutorial on basic note blocks. But yeah, so any blocks you see wool hovering above, those are melody plus harmony parts, and the wooden blocks are the bass lines, and as we covered, stone blocks, granite in this case because it stands out, is drum, the bass drum. So for the first one, you're gonna need to split it because there are 5 hits on this particular one, and note blocks only hit like 4 at a time if you set it off that way without getting like really complex and branching the redstone off. So to keep it simple as we can, we have 7 on your base, And then we have 7, 11, and 14 for the 3 other note blocks that go around it. And we have 1 for on the bass drum. So I'm going to just start sprouting the numbers. You can feel free to pause this if you need me to slow down with it. But yeah, so I will be saying repeater, bass, melody, harmony, or actually I'll say wool instead of melody, harmony. But so repeater, bass, drum, and wool. So yeah, we have the first one. The next repeater is 1. After that, it is 14 on bass, 0 for the next repeater, 7, 11, and 14 on the next wool, 0 for the next repeater, 19, 19 on the bass and 1 on the drum, 1 on the next repeater, and then over here it's 14 on bass plus 7, 11, and 14 on the wool. We have 1 on the repeater after that. 7 on bass and 1 for bass drum. 0 on the next repeater. 7, 11, and 14. You can see some of these numbers start to repeat themselves for the wool. 0 on the next repeater. 14 on the bass. 1 on the next repeater. And then this one splits because there's 5. So we have 19 on the bass, 1 on the drum, and 7, 12, and 16 on the wool. And then we have 1 on the next repeater and 14 on the next on the bass. So I'm just going to break this for now, and at this point, if you've done that correctly, it should sound like this. And yes, I will admit, my try everything is a little bit faster. It's due to Minecraft, Minecraft's, let's see, where's that next break line? Break that. It's due to Minecraft's, tick count being set, so I could make it either, like, quite a bit slower or a little bit speedier. So I went a little speedier. But, yeah. After you've finished with the 14 bass here, you should now have 1 on the next repeater, 12 on the bass, and 1 on drum, 1 on the next repeater, 19 on bass, 1 on the next repeater, and then you should have 24 on the bass. That 24 is the highest number you'll ever use. All your numbers for note blocks will be between 0 and 24. If you try to hit 25, it'll automatically reset the note block back to 0. So, yes, 24 here. We have the drum, so 1. And also to accompany those two, we have 11 on wool and 19 on wool. See, I've been using wool because I like to use that as my base block. Those can go on like anything, like almost anything, dirt, grass, but I prefer to use wool because it's nice, simple, easy to remember. Okay, and then after that we have 1 on the repeater, 7 on wool and 16 on wool. And that's with 19 on the bass, 1 on the next repeater, then we have 12 on bass, 16 and 7 around it, both on wool, and we have 1 on the drum. We then have 1 on the next repeater. And now to move over here, I should point out that the repeaters can be put on any any side of the note block if you want to. So you can have it as compact as you can get it. I just have it wrapping around to make it easy for me to go around it instead of having to zigzag my way around the whole thing. But you can sort of try and compact it up a little bit for when you put it under your house. But yes, from this part, it's 17 on base, 7 on wool, and 16 on wool. 1 on the next repeater, 24 on base, and 1 on the drum. 1 on the next repeater, 19 on base, and 14 on wool. And I think that's the next segment. So I have each segment broken up based on the measures and bars that the notes are within. Again, for anyone who can read music, you'll know what that means. But just know that it breaks up the song a little bit if you don't know what that means. So it's to make it easier so that you're not just staring at a whole bunch of notes altogether. Now, with both of those segments, your doorbell should now sound like this. But yeah, so if it sounds like that, good job. Yeah, so the next one is 1 on this repeater, so there we go, 1. That connects it up, and I'll go to the next segment and cut that, so that when we get there, I can let you listen to it again. So yeah, 1 on that repeater, as I just demonstrated. 7 on bass, and then you have 7, 11, and 14 on wool. And in the same hit, you need to have 1 on the bass drum. Now, the drum is optional, but the song has it in there, so I put it in anyways. It makes it sound really nice. Yeah, after that, we have 1 on the repeater, 14 for bass, 0 on the next repeater, 7, 11, and 14 on the wool, 0 on the repeater after that, 19 on bass with 1 on the drum, 1 on the next repeater, I don't know what my voice tried to do there. 14 on the next bass, 7, 11, and 14 on the wool, 1 on the next repeater, 7 on bass, and 1 on drum, 0 on the next repeater, 7, 11, and 14 on the next wool, 0 on the next repeater, 14 on bass, 1 on the next repeater, 19 on bass, 6, 9, and 14 on wool, and 1 on the drums. 1 on the next repeater, 14 on the next bass, and I'll say the next repeater after we make sure that this sounds appropriate. So that should sound like this now. And now we're just getting to the end of this little blip. So yeah, 1 on that next repeater. 2 now on the bass. 1 on the bass drum. Drum. 1 on the next repeater. 9 on the next bass. 1 on the next repeater. Then we go to 14 on the next bass with 11 and 19 as the wool that accompanies it. And within that same hit, we have 1 on the bass. Or not bass, on the drum. The drum. We then have 1 on the next repeater, 9 on the next bass, with 9 and 18 to accompany it. 1 on the next repeater. We then have 2 on the next bass with 9 and 18 to accompany, plus 1 on the drum. I could have put the drum over with these 3, it would have hit it at the same time because it can hit those four. But I felt like splitting up the drum and keeping the drum on this side away from the other notes, just to keep it a little bit more clearer. After that, you have 1 on the repeater, and for the last notes you're going to put in, you have 9 on bass and 9 and 18 on the wool. So now, when we play it, it should sound like this. So that's what I'm going to give you for the doorbell. This. So, yeah. I would love to give you the whole song, but I'm doing most of these because I like them. It's fun, and I enjoy doing it. I enjoy adding the extras around it. Um, Trying to add notes like this, it took, like, Yari and me working together, it took us anywhere from half an hour to an hour to put this together. And that was me running around saying, okay, I'm placing this down, put this on the sign above it. And yeah, she can attest, it took a little while, and if it had just been me doing it, it would have taken twice as long. So that's why I have no intention of doing full versions of these songs that I have, because I've been getting a lot of requests to do Moana and How Far I'll Go for a note block tutorial, and I have full intention of doing a doorbell version of this. I will choose a part of the song that I think speaks for the whole song, that when you hear it, you will know what song it is, and you should be able to make doorbells from that. But before I get to Moana, I'm going to be going in order, and I will be, after this one, I will be doing Belle, Hawaiian Roller Coaster Ride, Let It Go, and then going on to Moana's How Far I'll Go, as well as We Know the Way. And then I'll be seeing about doing When Can I See You Again from Wreck-It Ralph and Touch the Sky from Brave. So I intend to go in order with that. I may not get to it right away, but I will get to it eventually. Plus, I'm working on some other songs I'll be doing. There is a world download of this world, so you can check out the tutorial for yourselves. It would be helpful that when you do check it out, you've watched this video first. But, yeah, so there will be a world download for all of this. It has some hints for some of the next songs I will be checking. Those are prone to change, should I feel the need to want to do something else in between there. But, yeah, I think that's probably everything here. Um, so, yeah, I hope this was helpful and you guys enjoyed this. I will see you in the next video, be it Noteblocks or me taking a break from Noteblocks to do survival or things like that. So, see you next time. Lizard out.